Hi everybody, I hope that you're doing amazing. It's Adrian here, and I'm very excited at the moment. I'm actually busy recording my Osho Zen tarot course, Osho Zen online tarot reading course. So I've already done a step-by-step Rider-Waite tarot reading course, and that is almost 10 hours long. And then I also have a free Oracle card reading course, and there's links for both of those down in the description. So there's a whole list of other courses that I still plan to do: inner child healing, psychic development, mind unlocking, um, starting your own online business, for with tarot card reading. And then I'll have some Reiki coaching. There will be some crystal healing. So there's a lot of exciting stuff that I plan to do. But at the moment, I'm busy with an Osho Zen tarot reading course, which is so exciting, and I'm so excited to be able to bring this to you. And I just did a video that explained, how to shuffle and sort of the purpose of shuffling and connecting with your deck. And I thought, well, since they're already sort of, shuffled up, I will just do a reading for all zodiac energies. So when I'm done with this, because I'm streaming this live, when I'm done with this, I'll put in some timestamps down below. And so just go and you can obviously look at the whole thing, because there's always a message in every reading for everyone. And even though we've got different zodiac energies, we are all technically one and all technically connected. Always remember that these are general readings. You can obviously have a personal reading with me. My slots for personal readings are very, very limited. But you can either visit my website, ahngreatlife.com. There's a link for it at the bottom. Or you can send me an email at ahngreatlife@gmail.com, and we can speak about, doing a slot for you. But for now, we're just going to do this. And obviously what you can also do is, if you really want to have a comprehensive reading and you want to benefit optimally from the information that the universe has available for you, you can look at the readings for your sun, your moon, and your rising. It's also very good to look at your Venus placement, because that's all about money and finance and love. And if you don't know what those placements are, there's a link down below in the description that says free natal chart, and you get quite a lot of information on there for that as well. If you want to get your Enneagram personalities, so which is one of 9 personalities, there's also a free Enneagram test on my website under free resources. Okay, so we're going to give this a good shuffle, and we're not going to take a million cards coming out. We're just going to take one card for each energy. So we're going to go around the zodiac wheel, and we're going to start with Aries. Aries, you've got celebration. All right. So Aries, this is about really, friends, or let's rather say reconnecting with your soul family. So it's about taking things to those next level. Those friends that become family, that make that deeper, sort of like a more profound connection with you. All right. So Aries, if you have been feeling sort of like, on the wayside, pushed to the wayside, nothing is working out, if you've maybe been feeling sort of lonely, or you maybe been feeling a little bit isolated or overwhelmed, or just in a sense almost feeling like you'd like to make a deeper connection, and a truer connection, a more profound, substantial connection with people, even within yourself. This is definitely coming about for you. That is definitely in the cards for you. Now, what this is saying to me, Aries, it says to me that you have put in the work, all right? It says to me that you've put in some work within yourself. It says to me that you have maybe gone through some trials and tribulations. And it also says to me that the best is yet to come here for you, because even if you look at this one character over there, you will see there that you don't see the face of that character, which means there might be wonderful people that are still coming into your life. Or you might have also, maybe thought that some people were sort of like a little bit iffy, like they weren't quite sort of like your crowd, but then you might actually realize that in actual fact that they are. Okay, so that's very, very beautiful for you, my beautiful Aries. Next, we've got Taurus. What do we got for Taurus? Taurus, we have got the burden. All right. So Taurus, this is speaking about, maybe taking a breath, and sort of like almost like taking stock a little bit over here, all right? Because you might be carrying some emotions that it's best for you to rather let go of those emotions. But it could also be, Taurus, that maybe somebody is taking advantage of your good heart and your good spirit over here, all right? This might be that sort of like just want to kind of go back to the drawing board and just ask yourself once again, just sort of like, I would say almost like try to take um, a sort of like a more like observing sort of look at your life and asking yourself, everything that's happening in your life at the moment, or and even everyone that's in your life at the moment, what is the sort of relationship there? Didn't you maybe, could it be that perhaps you got into a space where you maybe got so used to possibly being taken advantage of, or possibly being the one that would always be there to resolve everything, the one that cleans up after other people, cleans up messes after other people? It's time to sort of ask those questions. Even if you may be staying in a space where you're sharing at the moment, maybe, you might want to ask yourself, is it maybe time to leave? Is it maybe time to revisit the ground rules? Is it maybe time to stand up and speak up for yourself? Because some of you might be in a space where you are being taken advantage of at the moment, where the tables are a little bit unbalanced, and it's sort of time to balance them a little bit, because you might be in a space where others might almost be, in a sense, almost like dictating the direction of your life, but not necessarily dictating it in a sense of what is to sort of like yours mutual benefit, but more sort of like what is to their benefit and not necessarily to yours. Okay. Gemini, see what we've got for you. Gemini, we've got change over there. Jupiter energy. All right. Gemini, this is a good card for you to have. This is very much up your, I would say almost up your ideal desired sort of alley. All right, because this is the winds of change, and things might be a little bit flustered for some of you at the moment, Gemini, a little bit all over the place possibly, but this is a space that ensures you that things are busy turning in your favor, things are busy shifting in your favor, Gemini. So if you are in a space where things are feeling a little bit wild at the moment, Geminis, it could just be that it's old patterns that are playing out and new patterns that you're sort of like reconnecting to. It could also be, Gemini, that especially for those of you that are feeling almost sort of like trapped in a corner and you don't know which way to go, this is letting you know that things are busy changing for you, and they're busy changing in a beautiful, beautiful way for you. And Source is reminding you that nothing in this world is lasting forever. And if you are feeling sort of trapped or overwhelmed or anything like that, it's also letting you know that that sort of like oppressing cycle is busy coming to an end, and things are most definitely merging in a positive direction for your benefit. Okay. Let's see what we've got for Cancer. Cancer, you have got slowing down there. Okay. Now, Cancer, this is a space where you might be wanting, this is not necessarily, sorry, let me rephrase this. It's not necessarily that you've got a bad plan going on here. You might have a really, really great plan, by the way. Really beautiful, really wonderful. And sort of like what Spirit wants to let you know here, Gemini, is that, sorry, not Gemini, Cancer. What Spirit sort of wants to let you know, your Cancer, is that you might be rushing or really trying to rush something, and sort of speed it up. But I feel that for many of you, it could be coming from a place of fear, of not feeling that sense of security that you'd like to feel. So you're trying to make changes. Be very careful of impulses here that can, sort of like count to your detriment, because the plan that you are moving towards, it's so beautiful, Cancer, but some of you have got that sense of impatience and sense of run, and that sense of I want it now, and if it's not going to happen, I'm going to make it happen. And in that sense, you might be causing unnecessary sort of conflict, energetic conflict for yourself, which then, obviously turns up as, challenging life experiences. Okay. Let's see what we've got for Leo. So, sorry, just to go back to Cancer, so it's about having faith. Okay, Leo. Leo, you have got morality. All right. Now, Leo, you sort of being invited here to be, first of all, open to the idea that, that there's already a perfect plan for your life. Everything is beautifully set out of there. But it's almost like for some of you, um, what you really want to do is maybe look in the mirror and have a bit of a conversation with yourself here, Leo. And even feel when you say certain things where you feel it in your body and how you feel it in your body. Because I feel a bit of a stubborn streak here for some of you Leos. I feel a bit of a head in the clouds type of space over here. And for some of you, you could actually be, partaking in actions that might not really be to your best benefit here, or being very stuck to certain thoughts and certain beliefs and don't really want to be open to an alternative possibly. So if you are in a space, Leo, where you are, almost set for something and you refuse to almost look in a different direction, you might not be doing yourself the biggest favor over here. So maybe be open to some other people's ideas, because I feel that for some of you, you are so set to a plan that you don't want to go to a different plan, that it might start causing some conflict in your life, conflict that you really don't need to have. Okay, Virgo, see what we got for you, beautiful souls. Oh, look at that one, jumping. Virgo, guilt. Okay. Virgo, some of you might be driving yourself insane and driving yourself absolutely crazy. All right. Now, remember, I mean, as for all human beings, when we're in a space where we feel overwhelmed and we feel challenged and we don't know what the way out is, and we think that we're going to go down and this is the end of us and we've been trying so hard but it's not working, it's very easy to go into a dark space, Virgo. And what I see here is that it's almost like some of you are blaming yourself for things that are not your fault. Might be saying things like, oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, it's my fault. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. I should have stood up for myself, etc., etc., etc. What I feel also, Virgo, what you want to be mindful of at the moment, there's a lot of energy going around, a lot of sort of low vibrational energy going around globally at the moment. And because you've got a beautiful heart and soul that you want to just help everybody, Virgos, you might be sort of taking on other people's emotions, almost like that whole thing of like, I care about you and you feeling overwhelmed and you suffering, so I'm going to sort of be overwhelmed and suffer with you. And then you might actually be in a space there where then the other person starts feeling better and you still feeling overwhelmed, because you might be taking on that energy. It might be time for you to maybe spend some time in nature, get your hands on the ground if that is possible, do some meditation, just do something to calm down, maybe take a nice deep breath, take a nice deep bath, take a nice shower, just take a walk outside, Virgo. But I feel that it's time for you to get a bit of perspective, so almost breathe a little bit and almost like, in a sense, kind of like almost like walk it off, because for some of you, you might be taking on a whole pile of stuff. And honestly speaking, a lot of that pile of stuff that you might be taking on might actually be other people's stuff that is their stuff and their responsibility, and not really for you to be taking it on. Okay. Remember, there really is no honor in sort of like, sort of like self-destructing. That really doesn't make you a good person, because remember that I believe that we've got a responsibility to take care of ourselves and to respect ourselves and to put ourselves first. And that doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. Okay. Let's see what we've got for Libra. What have we got for Libra? Libra, you have got the dream. Okay. So Libra, this is quite a beautiful thing, because a lot of you, I see you having a plan for your life, a dream for your life, a vision for your life. Um, sorry, something really beautiful. But I have to be honest, it does feel like it's a little bit of a sense of escapism here for some of you. That maybe for some of you, and this is where we want to be careful sometimes, and this is a good one for everyone really, where Sometimes we'll be like, I'm just going to focus on my vision. I'm just going to focus on my goal, and not focus so much on what's happening around me. What you also want to be careful of in a space like this, Libra, this is a space where we can sometimes, say to ourselves, well, I'm going to stand in my light and in my power, in my honor and my sovereignty, and I'm going to stand in my light. And if other people don't understand me, or they don't accept my truth, or they don't feel my truth, and those type of things that we now those are all good things, but we always want to be careful, because there's a fine line between standing up for yourself, even to yourself. There's a fine line between that and and sort of like and in the same token, honoring yourself and putting yourself first, and or actually choosing to literally turn a blind eye to our own patterns. So be careful of that, because I do feel that there might be a little bit of a sense of escapism coming there. For some of you, Libra, you might be feeling maybe like the current space of life is a little bit difficult to deal with. Maybe life's a little bit overwhelming. Life is sort of challenging at the moment. Um, the thing to remember is that help is always available, and you can always ask for help. And the moment you ask for help, the entire universe will come in to help you. Okay, let's see what we've got for Scorpio. Oops. Okay, there's two cards. I'm going to put them back. I'm not going to look at them. And I'm going to draw another one. Okay. Scorpio, you have got sorrow over there. Okay. Now, Scorpio, for you, you are very sensitive energy. And, for you, the thing is that you might be in a space where life has become so overwhelming for you that it's almost difficult to sort of like step back into the light. Sometimes when emotion becomes so much for us, it becomes almost difficult to want to do positive things, even when it's available to us, even if it gets offered to us on a silver platter. I feel that for some of you, you could have gone into that space where you'd be like, oh, well, it's never going to happen. What's the point of hoping? I don't know if any of you watched Boss Baby, the movie, the first, I think the first one. I think there's only one. I don't know, but the first one. And there's a character, the boy, Tommy, very, very cute. And it's like, oh, what's the point? There's no point to this. And I feel that for some of you, you might have gone into that space where you might feel almost sort of like that there's no point to anything in life, and nothing is ever going to change, and nothing is ever going to get better. Now, the one thing that you want to be mindful of is that nothing in life lasts forever. Okay? But the second thing that you also want to be mindful of is that what you focus upon is what you also bring about in your experience of life. Because I feel that there's beautiful solutions that might be presenting themselves to you, Scorpio, but you might almost be in a space of like, oh, I'm not going to do this, oh, I'm not going to hope, oh, I'm not going to worry, it's never going to work. No, 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 you don't understand, I'm doomed, it's never going to work. Be very careful of that, because by doing that, you can quite easily recreate a pattern that you actually really wish to get out of. Okay. Sagittarius. Also, sorry, before I go to Sagittarius, Scorpio, some of you might be having trouble sleeping, relaxing, even accepting gifts and kindness, all right? So something that was said to me a couple of years ago that really stayed with me, and it was the pastor's wife who actually said to me, because I love to give, but I always had a difficult time with receiving. And he said to me, that beautiful feeling that you get when you give to someone just because you want the best for them and you don't want anything back? When you withhold, when you won't just accept from someone else, you actually withhold that beautiful feeling from them, and that really changed my mind. Okay, Sagittarius, I hope you're doing well. Sagittarius, you have got the miser. Okay, Sagittarius, it is I'm not a very collectively sort of person, but there's nothing wrong. Well, maybe I do. I collect oracle card decks and tarot decks and crystals, but in a balanced way. But what this is speaking about, Sagittarius, is you want to be mindful of going into a space where you are hoarding things, and asking yourself the question why. A lot of times when we hoard things, there is a deeper psychological, subconscious reason behind that. And one way or the other, it usually comes down to lack and limitation, scarcity. There's not enough. I need to hold on to this because if I don't hold on to this, then there's not going to be enough going forward for me, you know. Um, and in that space, we can really, really start to hold on to utter rubbish sometimes, or or very good stuff, but you know, you don't really need to have four kettles in your house, that sort of thing, you know, and you've got a fifth one that's working perfectly fine. So whilst there's nothing wrong in this world with, you know, sort of collecting things that are beautiful to you, this energy Sagittarius is just speaking about the fact that you maybe wanna, you know, if you have difficulty throwing things away, or maybe you're moving, or your space is too small, or whatever the case, maybe you need to pack a bag or whatever, and you're sort of going a little bit overboard, or you're becoming overwhelmed by the fact that there's so many things. It might be time to start asking yourself some real honest questions, and to really be willing to do that introspection, you know, and maybe even get some assistance with someone who, you know, who might be able to support you. For example, I do regression hypnosis. We really go and see what is the core initiator of the pattern that you have. So maybe, you know, something like that could work, or just meditation and being willing for the answers to come to you, because I feel that for some of you, you're holding on to things, and it's even the holding on itself is beginning to feel overwhelming. So it might be a bit of a pattern that is starting to spin out of control. Okay, let's see what we've got for Capricorn. Capricorn, oh, beautiful. The creator. Also, it's Capricorn season, so happy birthday to all beautiful Capricorns out there. Capricorn, this card reminds you that you are the creator of your own experience of life. Okay. Now, yes, there are what we call higher beings, and you know, universal support and ascended masters, etc., etc., etc. But what this energy is reminding you of, Capricorn, is that the experience of life that you have is very much in your hands. And if you like the experience of life that you have, then I would really say it's time to celebrate that within yourself. You know, really start paying attention to how you manifest in your life. And I like to teach this, especially to my mind unlocking and psychic development coaching students, which is an 8-week course on my private Facebook group. You can always email me if you're interested in that. But what this reminds you of, that, you know, when, and this is what I always say, when things are going well, instead of just saying, oh, it's going well, it's hunky-dory, float and fly, say, what did I do before things got better? Because then you understand how you manifest. And if you're in a space where you don't like the way things are going, what did I do prior to this? And when are the other times I did that, to get to see that pattern? Because Capricorn, you have got the ability to create the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful life experience for yourself. Okay. Aquarius, let's see what we got for you. Aquarius, we have got conditioning. All right. Now, Aquarius, when you look at this card, you see that there's a lion over there that is all sort of like tied up, and there's there's a couple of sheep over there. Hey, Martha, thank you so much. And what this is really what this is sort of like referring to, Aquarius, is that sometimes in life, when over an extended period of time we have been conditioned in a certain way, that you know, you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not tall enough, you're too short, you're too whatever, you're the wrong background, or the wrong social status, or whatever the case may really be, you know, you're too fat, you're too thin, whatever. um, Over a period of time, as we keep on being presented with the same information over and over and over, it the subconscious mind, it's almost like a sponge. It starts to absorb that information, and it begins to form part of your core truth about yourself, meaning that you believe what is being told to you. This is also referring to generational patterning. You know, we say, oh, that's just how the Smith family does things. You know, that's just how they are, or that's just how we are. This is just how my family is. And but we're referring specifically, that could also obviously be a positive thing, but we're referring to the negative patterning that's happening over here. I feel that a lot of you are becoming aware of that and a bit aware of what it is. And you basically, literally, with the awareness, as you go forward, know that the steps that you need will present themselves to you. So be careful to not overwhelm yourself, because I think what happens sometimes, Aquarius, or all of us really, is that the moment we become aware of a pattern that is holding us back, we sort of want to fight tooth and nail to get rid of that, and want to blame ourselves. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this, and I'm so weak, and I'm so bad, and I shouldn't. But a lot of times we don't realize that we have been maintaining that pattern in our lives for a very, very long time. And interestingly enough, a lady who is actually an Aquarius, she sent me a text message just one day. I think it was a day after she had the regression hypnosis session with me, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I just got into the Uber, and this guy did this, and I sort of did this, and I got out and I said to myself, oh my goodness, I'm still in that dark space. I'm not in the light." And I said to her, "Let me just stop you." Well, I let her finish. I said, "When you are done, let me just bring this to your attention. That when you think about it, that pattern may have been in your life all your life, and you were never even aware of it. So now that you become aware of the pattern, now that you become aware of the pattern, you can, maybe work on that, and you can have the willingness to take a deeper look and see where is it coming from, and you can have the willingness to maybe, be open to the universe, so that what you need can come to you as and when you need it. All right. So if you're becoming aware of either dark patterns within yourself, maybe people around you, try not to freak out about it, because the fact that you're becoming aware of the pattern is already a great improvement, because you may have had that pattern all of your life, and it may have caused a lot of controversy in your life for a long period of time, and you weren't even aware of. Okay. Always remember to be kind with yourself, be patient towards yourself. We benefit nothing from being horrible towards ourselves. Hello, Aquarius. Okay, and finally, Pisces. Let's see what we've got for our beautiful Pisceans. All right, Pisces. Number 3 there, experiencing. Okay, so Pisces, this is a space that reminds you that you are part of everything, and that everything is part of you. We sometimes look at certain parts of life as separate from us. We are humans, those are trees, those are animals, and we see it all as very separate. And we sometimes forget what we have always known within ourselves in a deeper level, and that is that we are all one, and we are all connected, and we are all one expression of love potential with a whole lot of variety. We are like this incredible, beautiful, fantastic, mind-blowing rainbow, really. And the example that I like to use with that, is, well, there's several different ones, but when you imagine yourself being a flower, sort of like, out there, you're bright, you're beautiful, you're a whole complete flower on your own, beautiful and perfect in every single way. Sometimes what we forget, you can be that one flower, but you're all still part of the same tree, and this tree's got a whole lot of other flowers as well that are also beautiful and all perfect, and it's got a bark, and it's got leaves, and it's maybe got new buds and all those type of things. And it's so, even though you have the experience of just being a flower, that individuality, you're part of everything, and everything is part of you, and there's so much support that's available. And if you are going to through a space at the moment, Pisces, where you are feeling sort of isolated and alone, and you don't know what to do, know that help is not only available. Help by your blueprint, by your nature, by your core being, is already part of who you are. All you need to do is open your heart, your mind, and your soul to that, and say, like I normally say, I call what we call God, I call it source of all, and I'm like, source of all, I'm going to need a little bit of help here. I need some guidance here. Can you please help me? Okay, so that's what I got for you. I hope that it helps you all. I hope that it serves you in abundantly positive ways. Remember, I do have weekly readings on my YouTube channel for each zodiac sign. Um, if the readings resonate with you, I'd really appreciate you liking the video. You might want to consider subscribing, hitting that all notification button so you know when your weekly readings are coming out. I'm also a regression hypnosis practitioner. I do online sessions as well as in person. If you want to know more about that, there's on my website. There's a whole lot of different videos that you can experience regression for yourself. And on YouTube itself, I've got a playlist called Disco of the Soul that has got a lot of hypnosis videos on it. And the reason why I call it Disco of the Soul is because, you know, sometimes we take life on earth so seriously. And, you know, we very sort of like, I came here to learn a lesson. What's my lesson? What's my lesson? What's my lesson? And what we sometimes don't realize is that by being so focused on the fact that there must be a lesson and I have to grow and there are challenges and there must be purging, we sometimes create a whole lot of problems for ourselves, because if we believe that we are sort of warriors of the light and, you know, fighting the dark and you have to come here to learn these big lessons, and I think sometimes we even have that idea, which really just comes back to generational patterning again, that if you're going to learn powerful lessons and if you're going to make a huge impact in this world, that it's almost like you have to suffer, you know, and like releasing negative patterns has to be difficult. But it doesn't have to be, because you may want to consider that maybe the only lesson that you came to this planet to learn is to chill. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the Osho Zen Tarot course that I'm busy creating for my online coaching. I wish you all the best, beauty, love, and light. From my heart, namaste.